Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so welcome everybody from Spa Professionals Guild. It is absolutely awesome to have you here for our first of the month of April's Business Coaching Online. As you all know, some of you who don't know, we invite global spa leaders, trendsetters from around the globe to come and share their special golden nuggets with us. And I don't know about all of you, but I'm really enjoying this, what we're doing this year by inviting 2 international guest speakers every month. We seem to be getting such a diverse range of opinions, of information. Our last call with Andrew Gibson, who spoke to us about building yourself as a brand. I mean, that was absolutely incredible. So if any of you missed that coaching, please remember that you can go to our YouTube channel at any time and have a look at our previous coaching sessions, because we do keep them there for you to be able to enjoy these golden nuggets. So today we have a very special speaker. I mean, they're all special, but here's another very special person. And I'm going to tell you a tiny bit about Julie, and then I'm going to hand over to her. But Julie Callaghan is the co-founder of Well Defined, a comprehensive wellness resource for industry professionals and consumers. So if you're not signed up to her newsletter yet, I get it on a weekly basis. It really is great. So sign up to that newsletter. It is really, really fantastic. And you can also find her on Facebook. She is also an executive recruiter and marketing specialist for Hutchinson Consulting, as well as a consultant and strategist for numerous wellness brands. So she really is very super busy, and we are super grateful that you have taken the time out to come and chat to us. And additionally, over and above that, she is a seasoned journalist who specializes in spa, travel, health, wellness, beauty, and sustainability. And this is quite interesting that previously Julie led the American Spa team for 15 years as the editor-in-chief and publisher. I remember getting that magazine, and I used to love getting it. Under her leadership, the brand evolved to include a print publication, a website, an active social media community, multiple award programs, and numerous events. She is also the founder of the American Spa Women in Wellness Leadership Conferences and the American Spa CBD Summit. So that's interesting. She was also named a 2019 Folio Top Woman in Media in the Industry Trailblazers category. And she and her team also won an iSpa Innovate Award in their 2018 for their work with women in leadership. So, wow, Julie, that's a super exciting bio. You've done a lot, you've accomplished a lot. I know you've just had an event that you've hosted, and I hand over to you, and thank you again for the time.
Absolutely, thank you so much. It's so nice to see all of you virtually. Thank you for tuning in. As you know, as we've talked about, you know, supporting women in leadership has always been a huge passion of mine. I think there's a ton of wonderful women in our industry, and there's also a ton of incredible men who are supportive of our industry, and I think that is something that's really exciting. But I do think there's just so many more strides we can make, and so much more we can do to support each other, and to support our goals, and to support our our aspirations. And so I love to do anything I can to do that, whether it's on the Well Defined side or if it's on the Hutchinson side, where I do recruiting in the space. So today I wanted to share a few things. My company Well Defined recently had an event in California called the Well Defined Women in Leadership Summit. We brought about 150 women and a few men together in California. And we had a day full of speakers and networking, and it was just a really inspirational day to get people together, get people talking, get people thinking about, you know, how they can grow and evolve and support each other. So I have some of the presentations from there. I pulled some slides to kind of share some of the great nuggets of wisdom we got from there. I also am the chair of the Global Wellness Summit's Women in Leadership Institute committee. And so we did a survey this past fall we surveyed some women in wellness about some of the exciting things and some of the challenging things they're facing. So I wanted to share that as well. So I've got a whole bunch of different things I'd like to share with you today. If you have any questions while I'm speaking, if you want to just throw them into the chat, I will try to answer them as we go along. And I will also be sure to share my presentation. So if anybody wants it, I will give it to Marisa, and she can share it however you guys want to do that. So I will make sure that I do that as well. So I thought what I would do is go ahead and dive right into my presentation. So as we mentioned, I am the co-founder of Well-Defined. I started this company with two of my colleagues from my American Spa days. Heather Mikesell was my executive editor for 15 years, and Carrie Gumis was our CEO about 10 years ago before we left there. So the three of us have worked together for a long time. We're very passionate about the wellness world, and we're really excited to be able to do what we're doing. As we mentioned, we're a website. We have a weekly newsletter. We also have a workplace wellness newsletter, and we have, our events that we just started this year. So we're really excited. If any of you ever need to reach me, please do. I'm very available by phone or email. I also do recruiting for Hutchinson Consulting, and I'll touch base on this on a few things because this has actually been a really great way to support some of my passions just for supporting everyone's growth in the industry. I'm really happy to be able to help women and men find the careers that they love. And so I'm doing executive recruiting in this space. So if you ever have any questions, about your own personal career path, or if you're looking for something, or if you need someone, I can be a resource for you there too. So please reach out anytime on either of those and I will reach you. So the first thing I want to do is to share, some of these results of our Women in Leadership survey. We did this in the fall. We surveyed about 260 women in the wellness space. We kind of reached out to our personal network, into the Global Wellness Institute's network, and just asked a lot of questions about, your experience in wellness, what you think, what are your challenges, what has been your successes. So the first thing that I thought was very cool, female leaders in our industry lead with longevity. Of the 260 women we surveyed, 52% have been at their company between 15 and 29 years. And that is truly unique. I can tell you as a recruiter, that is wildly unique. And so I think that this kind of signals some really cool things in that, women in leadership and wellness, we're loyal, we're dedicated, we're willing to go to the long haul, we're willing to really take ownership of our careers. And I think that that's a really exciting thing to do. It also really points out that our industry is a really compelling one for women who are looking for a long-term career. So I think that that's always something that I love to see as well, because I think the more brilliant women we can get into our industry, the better. I loved this part of the survey because I think this is such a trend for how leadership is going. Everyone we surveyed is really drawn to heart-based leadership. We asked about the most critical qualities for a leader, the qualities that bubble to the top: integrity, trustworthiness, vision, inspiration, motivation. I really think this is the way leadership is going and has moved toward. I think the leading with from fear, scarcity, and an iron fist is changing, and I think that we can thank women for that. On a lot of levels, which I think is great. Interestingly, the least important skill was profit and loss statements. So, I think it's interesting to see that bubble to the bottom, but, arguably that's a skill that could be outsourced to, another team member or learned. And so I think that the fact that some of these heart-based leadership skills are rising in importance for women is really exciting. This is where I think we all could use a little support. Women leaders desire and need financial wellness, collaboration, support, and education. I think, yes, money can't buy happiness, but money certainly takes a lot of stress off of a lot of people's plates. And if you can get that stress off, you can focus on other things, whether you're starting a new business, whether this is your current position, whether you're talking about your family's financial situation. Financial wellness is really important. And one of the things that really came out in this survey, and I think this is where we do each other a disservice, is most women don't discuss compensation with their peers, which can really impact your salary. I say this over and over again. I'm not the only person who says this. Talk about your salary, talk about other people's salary. If you feel uncomfortable, call me. I can tell you what salaries are placing right now, because I am placing people all over health, wellness, and hospitality. But the only way to reach parity with salary is to talk about it. And I think that that's something that we are not doing well and that we can do well. financial wellness education and is very important. I'm going to share a couple of resources that I really like. And for the women that we surveyed that wanted to start a business and didn't, funding and savings was the top reason. So it really is important to kind of get your financial wellness world in order to help the growth of our future leaders and our current leaders. So a couple, at the Women in Leadership conferences that I've held, we've had a couple incredible speakers who have become resources for me. So I will share them with you. Ellevest, it's an investment fund founded by Sally Krawcheck, a bigwig on Wall Street, who started this almost entirely women-led investment fund. They invest almost entirely in female companies, female-led companies. I've invested some money with them and it's done very well. So I can say they've done a good job, but they have a great blog. They have a great page of resources. So I subscribe to their newsletter. I always get something great out of it. And they have a really great resource section. So that's a site that I can recommend. Jean Chatzky was another speaker at one of our events. She's a financial journalist. She's spectacular. She's got a great podcast. She's got an incredible blog. She's got a great newsletter. So these are two just great sources. I think I know myself, I get overwhelmed by financial, sometimes I get overwhelmed by financial information. And so these people make it easier. And I really suggest, leaning on them. Now I'm going to get into some things that I don't like seeing coming out of our survey. Lack of support from other women was a challenge that a majority of our respondents talked about, which I think is so unfortunate, and I think it's so unnecessary. I think we are, when you live in a place of scarcity, people act in a way that is maybe not ideal, and I think that there is plenty to go around, and collaboration only makes things better. I'm going to share some slides later from one of our speakers, and I just think this is something that we can all change and something that we should change. It's something that I have experienced in my career, and I know probably some of you have, but I think it's something that we should support each other, because I didn't like that, lack of support from other women was a reason that many of the people who took our survey felt like they didn't advance in their careers. So that's something that we should be working on. Ageism is an issue in our industry and beyond our industry. And so I didn't love seeing this one either. And so that is another, this is something they talked about. Many female wellness leaders said that they've encountered age discrimination as they've grown and evolved in their careers. But I do think, if you look at that first slide, looking for older women for established talent is brilliant, because they're loyal, they last a long time, and they know what they're talking about. And that is a valuable commodity, particularly as our hospitality and wellness industry are facing staffing shortages. So I think there's a great opportunity here, but I think it's a little frustrating. When at our summit, we had a speaker. Her name was Bonnie Marcus. She is an expert in gendered ageism, and she gave a really interesting presentation. She surveyed about 1,000 women across all sorts of different industries, and I wanted to share some slides. And I will say the couple slides seem like a bit of a downer, but there is an up at the end. But I wanted to share them because this is true. This is happening. This is something that we should all be aware of, because it's something that we can work together to change. So, this is one of the quotes from one of the people that she surveyed. I was turned down for a job in financial services, even though I had a 5-year background. I was told only men could be hired in these positions. When I was 50, I was turned down for a position, even though I had more than 10 years experience, and the job was given to a young man with no experience. So I think we're lucky in our wellness world that, we are not the financial industry, because I think that that's still a pretty old school situation, but I think these things happen in our industry. And, the other thing that was interesting and troubling about her survey is, gendered ageism was happening at all ages. So under 35 were being told they were too young. 35 to 40-year-olds felt that they'd experienced ageism, and 59 to 64, 88% had experienced some form of gendered ageism. So those are troubling statistics, no matter what industry you're in. And this was a quote, and it's right. I feel like as a woman, you're either too young or you're too old. Maybe someday there'll be a time where I'm just the right age for something. And so I think it's a challenge that people are facing at all ages. They're facing it across all industries, from public to private companies. And the problem with this, aside from just the mental problems of feeling gendered ageism, there's financial implications. It results in unequal pay. Women over 50 are unemployed longer. People have to take pay cuts to get the jobs that they want. Women who are aged 50 to 61 are 18% less likely to find new work than those ages 25 to 34. And at 62, 50% less likely to be rehired. So the frustrating part of this is when people have some of the most information, their best energy, and the best things they can do. And this is the problem with gendered ageism, and it's the reason we should change it. And internalizing these ageist beliefs, just mentally, it affects our wellness. It sabotages your career potential. It attacks cognitive functioning. It impacts your well-being and longevity. So there really are some pretty big problems with gendered ageism. But there's ways to work around it, and I think this is something we all should be doing. Is have your ambitions, talk about them, have a growth mindset, build a network. Women do this beautifully, and I think that building a network of other women is one of the best things that we can all do to kind of go to work around these things. Be an advocate for yourself, be an advocate for other women, raise your hand and be visible. So I think these are all really great tools. I love this quote from one of her survey recipients. I made a point of trying not to be invisible to make it easy for people to have me work for them. I began to think and understand my role is to make me an employee they value. I'll be the one that raises the question. I'll be the one that goes over and says, how about this? I'll be the one that moves my chair into the huddles that I'm excluded from, even when the topic's relevant to me. I'll be the icebreaker. It's up to me because no one's going to come here and talk to me. I didn't wait for someone to say, what's your opinion? I made it, sure, I offered it. So I think this is good inspiration. Bonnie Marcus, who is the speaker, she's on this slide here. She wrote a book that is great. So she wrote a book all about this. So if you're interested, visit her website and check that out. But she's got some really interesting statistics, some depressing, some inspiring, but it's all interesting to learn. So she was a great person that we spoke to. So the other thing that I think women do very well, and I think that it's something that we can do together, and this is something that our survey resulted is female leaders are seeking mentorship. Almost everyone we surveyed said that they don't currently have a mentor and they would like one. The areas that they would like guidance are financial, money management, and again, we're talking about financial wellness. With our Women in Leadership initiative, now that we've completed the survey, we're going to try and create a place where we match mentors to potential mentees. So if any of you are interested in being part of that, please reach out to me. We are in the process of figuring out the logistics of all of that, but that's something that we want to do because I think mentorship is something that is huge and important for women. We got a press release from Office Max, which I thought I would share because I thought it was interesting. They surveyed about 1,000 female business owners about mentorship and elevating female entrepreneurs. And I love some of these stats. 33% said they started their own businesses to inspire other women. 36% have a female mentor or role model in the business world. And I think this is a great area of opportunity because 36% is not that big. So I think this is where we can grow. I thought this was great. Women of color are more likely to have mentors than white respondents. So I think that that's pretty impressive that number. I think that number could be better for everyone, but I thought that was an interesting stat. But of those who have a mentor, 75% said their mentor contributed to the success of their business. So it just really emphasizes the importance of mentorship and finding a mentor and being a mentor. There's so much to be done for being a mentor as well. And so so that was about mentorship. They said what would have also helped along with mentorship are cash grants, marketing. But the good news is 73% said it's easier for women to be a successful business owner today than 10 years ago. And I do agree with that. So I thought that was a great stat as well. Loved this. I think though maybe if there's some positive about the pandemic, it's that 61% of those surveys said the pandemic played a big factor in starting their own businesses. And I think that that's true. I know Heather and I started our own business out of a pandemic. So I very much relate to that. So I just thought those were some kind of cool stats. I also wanted to share, we had a speaker, so I am sharing her slides. I am not taking ownership of her knowledge, but Dr. Zoe Shaw spoke at our event and she had the best session. And I wanted to share some of the things that she shared. Her session was called Social Intelligence in the Wellness Entrepreneur. And I think this is so valuable for women and men. I think that social intelligence is a key to success, I think for so many people. So she reported that, the 4 key relationships that can contribute to your success as an entrepreneur is relationship to your family. If you don't have the support of your family, it's very hard to start a new business. Your relationship to the people that you lead, your relationship to your peers, and your relationship to yourself. So those are kind of the 4 relationships that need to get into line to be able to be successful as an entrepreneur. The definition of social intelligence is the capacity to know oneself and to know others. And so really bringing social intelligence into your business is a really important part of your success. I thought this was a great graphic on the elements of social intelligence. So, emotional and social intelligence involves kind of these 4 areas: self-awareness, self-regulation, social awareness, and relationship skills. And so really it's being able to manage your relationships, understanding nonverbal communications, being able to read the room a little bit, having your own self-awareness, and knowing when to talk, and more importantly, knowing when to listen, what to say, what not to say, and what to do. So these are all kind of elements of building your social intelligence to grow and evolve yourself. I love that she said this. She said, your business is here to serve your life. Your life is not here to serve your business. Don't get it twisted. And she's right. And I think that many of us, particularly who are doing our own businesses or whatever you're doing, sometimes you can get overwhelmed with it. And so it's always a good reminder that your business is here to support your life. So I really loved this. I think this was one of my favorite quotes of the day. And it's something that I have kind of pinned to my own bulletin board because it's a great reminder. She talked about, building your relationships with your peers and colleagues in competition. And this is what I talked about earlier, is living in a place of scarcity and fear is sabotaging. It's self-sabotaging to your mental health. It sabotages your business and it sabotages your prospects. So it's just a good reminder that, competition is not a bad thing. Being aligned with your colleagues is important. This is what we talked about, collaborating with competitors is really valuable. So she sent this picture. So she's a psychiatrist, and these are all psychiatrists, and they all kind of do the same thing, all in LA, but they work together. They meet monthly. They have these great sessions. They've come up with great ideas. No one's taking any business from anybody, and they've all gotten better for it. So, she gave a really great example of why, this is so important. So, collaborating with competitors is valuable. Networking is not the same as relationship building. And she was saying, she's really built relationships with these women, their friends, their colleagues, and their supporters. And so, building relationships is really, really important, and making the time for that is really important. So I really loved, this part of her session. And so she gave these, and I thought it's always helpful to talk about the things that are costing you money, time, and effort in your business. Low emotional intelligence. Inflexibility. This is more than ever. This is not a time to be so set in your ways that you can't be flexible. And I think that these are really important. Chronic sarcasm. While it can be funny, it definitely can have an impact on your business, and having a more positive approach is the way to go. Being dependable and doing what you say you're going to do is important. And I think this one's interesting because I think sometimes we so overcommit ourselves that we allow ourselves to not follow through. So committing to less and being more dependable is really important to your success. Being impatient, which I think is difficult, but we all struggle with it. But this is a problem. Being a control freak. This goes back to having to have everything set in your ways. Lacking empathy. Being closed-minded, and constant complaining. So it's I think all of us probably do this from time to time, but I think all of these things are really important to try to remember that these are all damaging to your business and probably damaging to you personally. So it's a good reminder to check yourself on some of these things. And she gave us a great reminder. So I thought I would just share a little bit more about the Global Wellness Institute, our Women in Leadership initiative. I am the chair. Sarah Jones from Spa Mexicarib is the vice chair. So if you ever would like to be part of our group, we certainly encourage it. And as I mentioned, sorry about that. Here's the rest of our team. So if anybody would like to join our initiative, please do. If anybody would like to volunteer as a mentor or somebody who is looking for mentorship, please reach out and we will try and work on those connections as well. And if any of you would like to join us, we are going to do the Women in Leadership event next March in Tustin, California, probably within the first week or two of March. We'll have the dates soon, but it was a really great event, and we really loved getting everyone together. We loved having some really great sessions that really worked for everyone. So we'd love for you to join us, and please, reach out to me anytime with any questions you have about any of this. I hope that, if you've enjoyed some of the sessions or some of the slides that we shared, some of the information that we shared, and, I'm happy to be a resource anytime if I can. So that that is my 38 slides. So thank you all for hanging in there and being part of it. If anyone has any questions, I'm very happy to answer them, or address any topics if you would like.
That was amazing. Does anybody have any questions? I mean, we've got Julie on for a bit longer. I'm sure we've got some questions that we'd like to ask her. You can either ask it in the chat box or you can unmute and ask her. Here's Tracy from Australia coming back on. She's obviously not sleeping yet. She's still wide awake. Okay, does anybody have any questions for Julie? Come, we must have some questions. Is anybody keen to be a mentor, or does anybody need a mentor? Maybe go into the chat box and let Julie have a look and see what kind of uptake we get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd love your thoughts on what you'd love, if you would like to be a mentor or you need it. I'd love to know what sort of topics you'd like mentorship on, because I think that that's really, really important. As I mentioned, financial wellness kept bubbling to the top in our survey, but we'd love to hear any other topics, because that'll help us as we're building our mentorship program.
Okay, so that's interesting. How about you all go in and type that if you needed mentorship in a specific aspect, what would it be? So that's a good one. Let's all give her some feedback so that they can build this mentorship program a little bit more effectively. So how about you each go in and type if you needed mentorship, which we all actually do. So I can tell you right now, Julie, mine would be financial, because it's not great at that. But anyway, I'm interested both. Okay,
Julie, it's obviously great, doing this kind of research and, a survey like this, and the insights are really valuable. What comes next? Like, what is your company, or how does Well-Defined address some of these issues that really impact female in business and, their potential for growth?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, like I said, the mentorship program is something that we're really hoping, and that's not through Well-Defined, that's actually the Global Wellness Institute. But, on Well-Defined side, we work hard to put some financial wellness articles up there. We're trying to cultivate financial wellness experts for all. We also really do our best to provide articles, particularly in our workplace wellness section, about particularly for women on, managing stress, things that are going on in your life. So we try to provide some resources to help people manage some of the struggles that they are facing, that they addressed here. You know what? I realized I skipped a slide, I think, earlier. Here, let me slide back to it. I must have bounced over it. One of the things that we found that I thought was interesting is, hang on a sec, I don't know where that slide went. Anyway, I had a slide, but it seems to have gone somewhere. But we talked about coping mechanisms and how you handle stress. And oh, here it is. So the thing that I loved, we're in the wellness industry, so I love that most of our respondents are using healthy coping mechanisms, like being outside, fitness, going to the spa, meditation. All of those things are great. I thought it was interesting that cannabis and psychedelics are kind of bubbling up there in stress release, which is really relevant, I think, to what's going on in the wellness industry in general. But I do think 33% of our surveys manage stress with alcohol, which I think that actually points to something that could be something we all could work on. I also enjoy my glass of wine and stress release, so I think that there's benefits to a glass of wine, but maybe not to a ton of glasses of wine. And I think that's just something to keep an eye on, for wellness. So, that's another area in Well-Defined where we just talk about, healthy stress release strategies and sleep and different things that can kind of really help contribute to your well-being so that you are more engaged personally and professionally. So
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's very interesting what's come up here. We're getting quite a lot of financial, seems to be showing up quite a bit. We have time management. Janelle, I'm going to sort you out, don't you worry. When I saw that, I thought, oh my word. Susu, financial. Karen would love to mentor others. There you have.
Perfect.
Volunteer. Sue Marie, excited to go big this year. New ideas and planning events. That's lovely. Nicola, also with time management. Leah, large provider of teams management on the redirection and discipline side. That's quite interesting. So Leah, are you talking about virtual or actual? Just so that I can get a better understanding. In person, okay. That's interesting. Redirection and discipline. Patricia is saying how to create the barrier between to be
Hey, Marisa, I'm going to interrupt you just because you're chopping in and out. You're coming in and out. If you'd like, I can.
If you
I
were
can
on when we did our
I would say if you'd like, I can jump in here because I think you have a little bit of a connection issue. I can go back and kind of go through some of these. Like I said, financial wellness I think is super important. Event planning, time management. I will say we had a speaker also, and I loved kind of what she said. She sets aside an hour at 2 parts of the day where she shuts her door and that's it, and there's no getting in there. And so she said she's found that kind of time blocking and preserving her day has been a lifesaver for her, because otherwise people come by her office, see the door open, want to talk to her. So she's just made it a habit that, from 8 to 9 and from 2 to 3, her door's shut. She's not answering she's not answering the phone. She's not doing anything. She's concentrating on getting her work done. And she said that that's been really powerful. And we've done several stories on how time blocking is vital to success. Because I don't know about you guys, but if I have my email open, I see an email and then I answer an email, and so it's time blocking, I think, is something that seems to be really, really helpful to a lot of people for sure. And let's see what else we have here. So somebody actually suggested, since we're a smaller group, maybe going around and everybody kind of sharing what they do and seeing if we might all be able to kind of mentor each other at some or offer some expertise. If you guys would want to try that, I think that would be great. Marisa, are you able to get back on? I don't know if we can hear you yet. I'm
on.
Oh, good. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so yeah, that's the beauty of South Africa, it's power cuts, it's unstable or unstable internet lines, which is great. It's okay.
Yeah. No, I think you're good.
Okay, so then should we do that? Should we do that very briefly? So Julie, I don't know if you want to stop sharing screen.
That's what I was going to do right there. Perfect.
Awesome. So then maybe the person can unmute and just very briefly tell us about them. So I'm going to go in order of who I see here on the list, right? So Shani, do you want to go for it?
Sure. My name is Shani Smart / Parsley, and I am your course and content facilitator at the Spa Professionals Guild. And obviously always here for any advice, any support. And I'll put my details up so that you all have it in the chat.
Okay, awesome. Okay, then I see Leah, you next on my screen.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Leah Crump here in the States. Currently expanding my consulting business just organically. It's been going into the task force space. And I am drawing a blank, but I want mentorship on financial wellness, and I offer mentorship on relationship building, small business building. I've been in my own business for quite some time now. Thank you.
That's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful. Karen, you next.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Karen Olsen, and I have the privilege of actually being the National Sales Manager for the Spa Consultants. I have the most incredible mentor, which you're looking at right now, Marisa. And I would also I've been in the business for over 20 years in the beauty industry, that's both local and internationally. And my passion is growing businesses, being a salon owner myself and owning various businesses, and just understand the pressures that come with that. Being a mom of 3 myself, and just absolutely love speaking into the wellness industry, supporting other women, and just helping them to grow from strength to strength. So that's a huge passion of mine. I would love to mentor.
Love it. Love it. Dominique, your turn if you can speak.
Sorry, yes, I am available. Dominique Williams at Bona Bonas Game Lodge here in Northwest. And we are actually busy with a phenomenal project right now, which I'm super excited about. I have a fantastic mentor in my life, work colleague and friend, and she inspires me to do the same to others. So, but I'd love to grow a community like that.
Awesome. Lovely. Patricia, you're up next.
Hi, everybody. I'm Patricia Balthasar Vlar. I've actually graduated from Camelot International 2006. My mentor was Minna Kleiner. And of course, I've learned a lot from Marissa as well, which has been amazing. And I've been doing my own businesses, then created own brands and spas and everything else. And right now I'm working on my own brand, founding my own brand and everything. And I do consultancy and I supply for other spas and other salons, and running my own business. And Marissa's been also a huge inspiration to me, and also I think to many people in terms of consulting and teaching others. And it was a very valid point that was brought here, that we should be more united, which is something that doesn't exist here in Angola. Everybody wants to be the king of the jungle or something. There's always a competition, but it's not a healthy competition. It's a very silly, but instead of that, we should have been more together. So my part here is I'm trying to create ASA, which is Angola's Spas Association, which is the concept that I'm trying to get across, the fact that everybody gets to win. And the question that I posed in the box here is the fact that when you own a spa here in Angola, the human resources is not as serious as in other parts of the world and everything. And they actually tends to, many of them that they open the business, they just put in the money, but they don't know about the business. You can count on your fingers. So basically the workers are there running the business for you, and if you're not there doing something else, like for myself, I have to sell, I have to do other things, and I've got specific clients that wants to be treated by me. But if I'm not there 24/7, which I cannot be, some of the workers come to me with some certain problems which they try and do the reverse psychology, that they think they are irreplaceable and everything. And I wanted to know how, in your guys' experience as well, I'm sure you guys also have been through that, how do you create a barrier? Because at the end of the day, they're the ones in there and you're not there. You just go there at the end of the day, you see how much is made, you pull up on your cell phone, you can put up the cameras and everything, but you never know what really happens in there. The only feedback that you get is from the actual clients when they call you and they say, Patricia, this happened, Patricia, that happened, Patricia, that happened. And that is when you go, oh my gosh, okay, my day was not so productive. Above all, you can see the money coming, but the satisfaction is, for me, is more important than the financial side of it. And this is one thing that I am working on it. So I wanted to just maybe share, how do you guys deal with that in terms of creating the barrier where, yes, you are a stunning therapist, you can open up to me, we are friends, but there's still a hierarchy Okay.
Okay,
And
so Patricia?
yeah, so this is basically my challenge here that I've been dealing with, as per se.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's finish the intros and then we'll come back to that question so that everybody can do their quick introduction. Okay, great.
Sorry,
Christina, you're up
question.
next. No. It's an introduction.
Hi, everybody. My name is Christina Alsavar from Toronto, Canada. And my expertise, the name of my company is called Vane Airport Media. And I focus on I'm a publisher, digital publisher that focuses on finding the latest wellness initiatives inside of airports, healthy foods, yoga rooms, meditation. I've worked with various airports around the world. I've sat on different committees with the Well group in New York City in their group. I have multiple channels, airport therapy dogs, which provide wellness to passengers. And in specific, though, I'm launching the first airport global spa guide.
Wow.
And looking for, there are over 400 spas inside of airports, and we don't know about them. And I consider spawing in an airport for women executives and travelers to be the equivalent of a male shoe shine for men. So there's a lot of them. We don't go to them. We don't know where they are. We may think they're terrible, but a lot of major brands have spas inside and are selling all kinds of beauty products that are not duty free, that are more niche, that are clean, that are interesting. So I'm looking to connect with somebody specifically in the spa space, in the spa industry, to help me package and brand this digital global guide of airport spas, because I've come to a point that spas is not my area of expertise. It's I've just aggregated them all, but there's a lot of more work. So, but I know that there's a lot of spa experts through Well-Defined that I've seen that can help, that can possibly help me. And in terms of me mentoring, my background is in marketing and branding. I'm excellent at it. And if anybody needs to market or brand themselves or rebrand themselves, I would love to sit with you and help you out.
That sounds amazing. Thank you so much. Wow, that's so interesting. Love it. Love it, love it. Amy, are you able to talk? You're up next.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amy Humbrot, and I live outside of Chicago in Illinois. And I love to share my title because it makes everyone smile. I am the Director of Happiness for a company called Mindful Luxury. And I was thinking, actually, Christina, my mentor, could help you because I actually get to work with my mentor, which I'm so happy about. And what we do is we consult brands and spas with that, in order to get them ready to enter into the resort spa space. So we consult and we sell in the United States, Mexico, and Caribbean.
Wow, that is amazing. Lots of nice contacts here. Okay, next, Joyce, are you able to speak? I think Joyce said she couldn't speak. Let's have a look. Joyce, are you able to talk?
Hi everyone.
Hello, Joyce.
Hi everyone. My name is Joyce from Balthasar. I own a beauty spa.
We can't hear you, love. Try again, Joyce. No.
Hello.
Now we can hear you.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Joyce in Gaborone, Botswana. I own a beauty spa in Gaborone. I deal with a lot of facials, makeup, and I also sell the brands, the product brand from India called VLCC. And I want to expand it like the whole of SADC. So that's what I'm working on it. And also, I would like to have a mentorship that can help me in growing a spa resort, because I've got a big land, 200 k's from now, that I want to make it as a beauty and spa resort.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Joyce. That is amazing, amazing. Okay, Lisa, you said you're going to type it in, so you can type in. Nicola said she can't talk. Oh, George, are you able to speak? And do a little introduction. George, are you able to speak? Okay, Christy, go for it.
Oh, you're muted.
Okay. I'm Christy Cano. I'm the one based in Puerto Rico with the power outage, but all good. Nice sunny day here. I've been in the spa industry since 1997 and have been consulting since 2005. And I want to speak just real quick. I know this is an introduction about the women and us networking and supporting each other. So I think the spa consultants, I can only speak for the US, but the females in particular, we do a really good job with our friendships and helping each other out. So there's a lot of times I'll get inquiries for projects. It's not the perfect project for me. There's a med spa project right now in Manhattan. I'm looking to refer that out because I know I'm not the right one. But then 2 days ago, I got a recommendation from another consultant saying, hey, Christy, I think this is a great project for you. Here's the contact information. So I think in terms of us supporting each other, of course we can do a better job, but I love that. I feel like with my group anyway here in the US, we're on pretty good footing in terms of helping each other and referring each other. And yes, we are all competitors, but we're friends too. So some positive thoughts for you today.
Love it, love it. Thank you so much, Christy. Thank you. Okay, who else is able to unmute and talk? Okay, Marianne says, hi, a mentor in marketing and financial. Okay, George is saying, hello, everyone. I'm loving what I'm learning. I'm looking for someone for marketing and branding. Can't chat, still having clients. Okay, so maybe you can connect with Christina, perhaps. That's your person. Okay, Marianne, yes, go for it. You said you can talk.
Okay, sorry, I just had to unmute there. Hi, everybody. I'm Mary Ann from Namibia, and I own a wellness brand called Nomad, and we are in the space of trying to bring the African wellness concept to the world because it's very Asian inspired and all the other things. So African wellness is our specialty. And I am looking for a mentor, as I said, you know, to help take this concept and craft it and take it to the world. That's me.
Okay, that sounds amazing. Thank you so much.
A lot of people are looking for marketing and branding. My colleague Carol is doing a session, I think next week here on, and so she's great. She does the marketing with Hutchinson, and I've worked with her on some projects. So if you're looking for that, she's really good. So I definitely encourage you to tune into her session next week.
Yes, agreed. I was just about to say next week, same time. We do have a marketing specialist on board. And yeah, and there's also Christina who said that that's her background. So already there's 2 people that we can chat to. So that sounds really super interesting. Anybody else? Lanil, do you want to do a quick intro? Are you able to talk? Maybe not. Okay. Tracy, do you want to speak or are you trying to sleep?
Oh, there's Lanil.
There's Lanil.
Hi, Marita. Can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I can't see. I'm going to have a black screen. But anyway, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. Awesome. Pardon?
Okay, try again.
I have a completely black screen. I don't know what's going on with my phone right now. but as long as you can hear me. Okay. I just want to say mentorship, I think, is becoming one of the keystone, what we all really need to be focusing on. Because if I look at my last 20 years and then 30 years in the industry, gosh, it started with Mena. I would definitely call Mena Klein one of my first mentors. And then as I went through my career, I'm sure a lot of people on this call will know Neve O'Connell. She's in Hong Kong right now, and she became a mentor for me. And I just want to say, like, in 30 years, I can name on one hand women that have made a massive impact on my career. And I can see how being a mentor can create that same structure and support for upcoming superstars. And so I'm currently on a SPA association here in Chicago, and we are actually starting to work on a mentorship thing as well, because it's starting to become quite clear that that's what we need. Thanks.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Okay, so Julie, I think that's about it. Is there anybody who hasn't done an intro that is able to speak that would like to do one quickly?
I would just like to say goodbye to everybody. This is my first time here, and I left my contact information, and I really do believe that mentorships and collaborations are extremely important for the success of women entrepreneurs, because we just rise and we lift each other up wherever we are around the world. And the more of us we can connect, the more our brands can cross promote on different platforms. So thank you so much, Julie, for organizing this. I'm a big follower of yours, and everybody have a great day, and reach out to me. My email's there. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Super. So there's Lisa's introduction there to us. She has a salon with her two partners called Sherbet Angel. They distribute a natural local skincare brand. They are hands-on business owners, are expanding. They expanded the business in lockdown and have had Marisa standing in our corner throughout. She has mentored us through really some tough times, which have only created more growth and strength among us. We thank you. We've been looking to expand even further and would be wonderful to continue with a mentor program of sorts. Okay, so that's amazing, everybody. Julie, I think that gives you some info. I hope it helps a bit.
Absolutely.
And we will be obviously saving this recording. It is stored in our YouTube channel. We also send out the recording to everybody who registered, because we had a lot of registrations. You know how it goes, lots of registrations, and then fewer people attend. And yes, and we look forward to getting together again next week, same time. In fact, it's next week, Tuesday, everybody. Next week, Tuesday, we're having Carol come to talk about marketing. So don't miss out on that. And Julie, I look forward to connecting with you more. So excited, everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. It was nice to see everyone. Please reach out anytime if I can help with anything as well. So thank you for having me, and we'll see you next time.
Divine. So everybody go into the chat box and just put your checkout word, your word about how you're feeling now. I've got a good word about how I'm feeling now. Judy says inspired. I feel connected, appreciative, connected, inspired. Of course. Empowered. Lovely, George. Awesome. Okay, everybody. So thank you so much. And we'll see you next week, everyone. And have the most beautiful day if it's the morning for you, and the most gorgeous evening if it's the evening for you. Thank you, Julie. Thanks for your time again. Much appreciated.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Ciao.